Mustangs by 21 on the island. Mustangs in their home wedding cake white uniforms with the forest green and copper trim. Donovan Fields in the left corner, comes down the lane, finds Alexander up top. He takes a left-hand dribble into the paint, stops at the restricted area, finds Garrick on the left wing. Garrick penetrates inside the foul line. A chest pass to the right corner. Mark Crow raises and misses the three off the back of the orange iron. It ricochets to Drew Buggs, the sophomore from Long Beach. Buggs takes a left-hand dribble into the paint, finds Eddie Stansberry up top. He fires a three, in and out it goes, and a flat-footed rebound for Carly Scaroza. Mustangs right to left, trailing 2-0. 1 minute off the clock in this opening half of basketball. Fields up top, down the left side of the lane. Runner with the right hand off the window and in.
That's a good sign for Cal Poly. Last couple days ago, it took them about 4 or 5 minutes to get their first bucket. So things are a little bit better tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so. UC Irvine got off to a 13-0 start at the first time out on Thursday night, and what wound up being a 27-point win for the Bows. Steptoe's runner with the right hand is off the front of the rim, and Carly Scaroza has his second rebound of the early going. He hands off to Donovan Fields, who takes a left-hand dribble into the paint. He goes to the rim with the right hand again. It's off the right side of the rim and into the arms of Jack Purchase. Buggs left to right for the Rainbow Warriors. Down the lane, a bounce pass to Zigmars Raimo, who's fouled on the way up, and the junior from Latvia will shoot a couple of free throws.
Yeah, and the pace here in the early going is pretty fast on both ways, which sometimes that's good. When you're struggling scoring, sometimes it's good to just get out in transition and not have to run an offense to try and get a shot up. So that could actually help Cal Poly.
When these two teams met up 9 days ago, it was a very low-scoring opening half. Hawaii had a 26-19 lead at the break before pulling away in the final few minutes. Cal Poly kept it close for the majority of the second half. They were within single digits with 5 minutes left before the Rainbow Warriors went on an 8-0 run and did not look back as Raimo, the junior from Latvia, misses the first of two at the foul line. Only 51% from the stripe this season. He had 15 points to lead the Bows in a blowout loss at UC Santa Barbara on Thursday night. 2-2 early. Mustangs and Rainbow Warriors. Glad to have you alongside on a Saturday night in San Luis Obispo. Raimo bends his knees, flicks his wrist, and drains the second. So the Bows go back on top 3-2 here in the early going, and Job Alexander will bring the ball across the center court logo right to left for the Mustangs against the Rainbow Warriors in this opening half tonight. A bounce pass low left to Garozzi. Puts it on the deck, finds the sweet spot, swirls around Raimo, and scores off the glass with the left hand.
That was a really nice move. And, Carlos has really been playing pretty well the last few games. He's got more bounce than I've ever seen him in his career. I know he's had injuries, but he looks good.
And he has posted back-to-back career highs. 2 straight games with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Buggs down the right side of the lane, throws up the layup with the right hand. It's off the front of the rim, and it ricochets to Garoza. Fields sprints the other way for the Mustangs, who lead 4-3. 17-30 first half. Fields takes a left-hand dribble into the paint, terminates, finds Job Alexander on the left wing. He gets it to the right wing for Marcellus Garrick. He puts the gun back in the holster and draws a foul as he dribbles inside the foul line.
Well, I tell you, in the early going here, Chris, this is the most sort of aggressive that I've seen Cal Poly come out on both ends of the floor in several weeks. They look really focused.
The foul on Brock Steptoe, first team foul on the Rainbow Warriors, coming at the 17:28 mark of this opening half. Cal Poly will trigger in from the sideline. Mark Crow standing across from a standing Aranganat, the fourth-year Hawaii head coach who sports a 75-45 overall record. Been very successful leading the Rainbow Warriors men's basketball program, taking over for Benji Taylor, who was only at Hawaii for a year. They went through a sequence where they had 3 different head coaches in 3 years. Fields, left baseline jumper, in and out it goes. It swirls off the cylinder, and Eddie Stansberry grabs the miss. He sprints left to right, down the lane, to the rim with the right hand, off the window and in.
Wow, that was a pretty athletic move there. A little burst of speed, and he just went right by everybody on Cal Poly.
Stansberry only had 2 points in the meeting 9 days ago, so he matches that here in the early going. Junior college transfer from CCSF up in the Bay Area. He's a Bay Area native, and he gives the Bows a 1-point lead, 5-4. Mark Crow on the left elbow, works to the left baseline, now down the baseline, a head-high pass to the right corner for Fields, who takes a left-hand dribble into the paint. Off-balance shot with the right hand, and it settles in off the front of the rim and in.
That's twice now. Donovan's gone to his left and twisted his body in the air and shot it with his right hand and scored.
A teeters-totters start to this basketball game. Buggs sends a pocket pass to the low post for Raimo. Is back to the basket. He terminates his dribble and tosses out to Purchase. 15 to shoot. Buggs inside the foul line. Feeds Raimo, cutting to the rim with the right hand. The floater off the mark.
I'll tell you, Carlos Garoza is playing great defense right now.
6'5", Cal Poly, almost 4 minutes off the clock of this opening half. Fields lets it fly. Right wing triple in the air. It's good. Now Fields, when he has been a supernova this year, that's when the Mustangs have either won games or come very close. He has 7 of the first 9. Cal Poly's largest lead of the early going at 9-5 is a foul away from the basketball. Job Alexander fouls the senior, Sharif Dramé, sending us to our first time out of the night. Good start for the Mustangs inside the friendly confines. They lead Hawaii 9-5 with 15:50 left to play in the opening half. This is Mustangs basketball on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Opening half of basketball inside the Mott Athletic Center, sponsored by Go RVing. Go all out when you go RVing. Make plans to see your team outscore, outshoot, and outplay at every game this season. Plan your epic RV road trip at GoRVing.com. Mustangs scored 17 points in the opening half a couple nights ago at UC Irvine. They have 9 points in the first 4 minutes and 10 seconds of basketball here inside the Mott Athletic Center tonight. Out to a 9-5 start over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors here in San Luis Obispo for the only time this season. Rainbow Warrior basketball, after a Cal Poly foul, took us to our first time out of the night. It was on Job Alexander and the team's second foul. Jermaine in the right corner sends a head-high pass, low right for Raimo, who's fouled by Hank Hollingsworth. On a layup attempt, the shot no good, but Raimo back to the foul line to attempt his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the early going.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's helped Cal Poly get off to a good start here offensively is the tempo of this game. I think the faster pace has allowed them to get some good shots without having to work so hard in the half-court offense. And as a result, they've been getting good looks and they've been knocking them down. So I'd like to see Cal Poly keep the tempo up and run when they get the chance.
Zigmar Sraimo gets both at the foul line. Now 3 for 4 at the stripe in the early going, and the Bows pull within 2. 9-7 Cal Poly, 15:30 in the opening half of basketball. Fields works down the right baseline, dribbles underneath the basket. Now back inside the foul line, taking over, left-hand floater off the back of the rim. It swirls off the cylinder to Raimo. Bugs to the front court. Bows can tie with the 2. Regained the lead with a made triple. The feed to the left corner for Jermaine, knocked out of bounds by Marcellus Garrick with 19 to shoot. As Kubanijo comes off the bench for the Mustangs, replacing Job Alexander. Dawson Carper checks in, replacing Zigmar Sraimo for the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii. Carper at a career-high 15, went 7 for 8 from the floor. A lot of uncontested dunks in the first meeting 9 days ago. Stansbury takes a diagonal dribble inside the foul line, delivers a chest pass to the right corner for Bugs, picked up by Nijo, comes around, screen for Carver, now a head-high pass on the left wing, deep 3 from Dramé, wide left, the ball batted around, Purchase has the offensive rebound on the left block, feeds Stansbury, who's wide open in the left corner, and he buries the triple. Well, Stansbury has 5 of the 10 for the Rainbow Warriors, who go back on top 10-9. With 14:40 left to play in this opening half. First made triple for the Bows. Hollingsworth, low post, left side, is back to the basket. He puts it on the deck, finds the sweet spot. The turnaround left-hand hook is off the left side of the rim. And Carper, the 7-footer from Colorado Springs, has his first rebound of the night. Sharif Dramé sprints up the left sideline for the Rainbow Warriors. Bounces underneath the foul line. Terminates his dribble. Holds near his belt buckle. Now gets it to the left side for Drew Buggs. Buggs waiting for a screen from Carper. Goes the other way. A right-hand dribble inside the foul line. He fades. He fires. He misses. The shot rings around and out. An offensive rebound for the freshman Carper. And another immediate impact made by him off the bench as he grabs the offensive rebound and scores off the window to put the Bows up 3.
Yeah, a big body there. Cal Poly's going to have to make a concerted effort to try and get a body on him.
12-9, Nijo open in the right corner. His 3 hard off the heel, and it spins right to a flat-footed Dawson Carper. It's only been in double figures twice in Big West play, once against the Mustangs, once against UC Davis. Buggs putting a straitjacket on the right block, sends an entry pass to the restricted area for Carper, and he's fouled on the floor. And quite frankly, not a bad foul as Kubanijo was over defending the 7-footer.
Yeah, and I mean, boy, talk about immediate impact. I mean, he's gotten in the game and he's touched the ball pretty much every possession on both ends of the floor.
Jack Purchase heads to the bench. Savuta Avea, the sophomore from the island of Oahu, checks in. 3-star prospect coming out of high school. Bows did a nice job keeping him on the island. Stansberry up top, picked up by Marcellus Garrick. 15 to shoot, 13-30, first half, 12-9 Hawaii. Dramé up top, he lets it fly. The 3 off the front of the rim. He's really struggled from the floor lately. Only had 4 against the Mustangs, and in 2 games since, he's been scoreless in both. Tough go-around for the senior Dramé, who was the Big West Hustle Player of the Year in 2018. Fields on the right side, picked up by Buggs. Bounces underneath the foul line, finds Garrick in the left corner. Garrick runs over Dramé, who did not get his feet set, so a blocking foul called on the senior from Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah, I had to chuckle. I looked at your pregame notes, and one of your notes about Dramé, it says irritator.
That's what he is.
He is. He's a very.
I know you're a Clipper guy. He reminds me of Pat Beverly.
Oh, absolutely. I love Pat Beverly. And Dramé is the same. You're right. He's the same way. He's just scrappy, and he's going to be involved in the game one way or the other, whether he scores or not.
Kubanijo just got whistled for a 5-second. He tried to take a timeout, but the official did not grant it to him within the 5 seconds. And
wow, that was
Nijo
fast.
and Calero are beside themselves.
Yeah, that was a really quick 5 seconds.
So the Mustangs turn it over. They are 4 for their first 10 from the floor. Hawaii 4 for their first 11. But they've scored 3 times at the foul line. Mustangs have not been to the foul line. Only Columbia has fewer free throw attempts in Division I college basketball than Cal Poly. Avea up top, puts the gun back in the holster, drives down the right side of the lane, misses the layup. The ball batted around, out of bounds, last touched by the Mustangs. So Hawaii will have a fresh 30-second shot clock, up 12-9. With 12:50 in this first half, the officials will get together and chat about the call.
Yeah, they missed that one. They corrected it.
Mustangs have it.
Yeah, that was good officiating there, because it actually did look like Hawaii knocked that out of bounds, and they did.
Kurt Walker, Juan Corral, Matthew Ricassin, the 3-man officiating crew assigned by the Big West to dispense justice upon the Mott Athletic Center on a Saturday night. 12-9. The Bows lead the Mustangs. Hollingsworth up top, hands off to Fields with 15 to shoot. A head-high pass to the left corner for Nijo, who tosses across the floor to Carr. His 3 is good.
Yeah, and he's still hot from the other night. He actually played a really nice game the other night in somewhat limited minutes.
Yeah, career high for Daxton Carr. Perhaps the only silver lining to take away from the 27-point loss at Irvine. Carr had 11 to bust out of a slump and nails his first look of the night to tie the game at 12. Step toe, bounces low left for Carper, who's rejected but also fouled on a dunk attempt from the left block.
Oh my goodness, I got to tell you, that looked like pretty good defense there by Hank Hollingsworth. That was a meeting at the rim there by two very tall players, a 7-footer and a 6'10" guy. And I'd like to see a replay of that.
First on Hollingsworth, 5th on the Mustangs, and Dawson Carper, a 39% foul shooter, drains the first of 2 to put the Bows back on top. Hollingsworth heads to the bench. Tuka Yakala checks back in for the Mustangs.
I tell you, that doesn't look like a 39% free throw form to me. That looked pretty good.
His second free throw, that looks more like 39. It's off the back of the rim, and a flat-footed Kubanijo has the rebound for the Mustangs. They trail 13-12, 8 minutes off the clock in the opening half. Job Alexander bouncing the basketball on the right wing. Now Fields with 15 to shoot. Lets it fly. Left wing triple. Hard off the heels. Straight put strong. The ball batted around, and Dawson Carper has another rebound. He hands off to Brock Steptoe, the former walk-on, fifth-year senior from Dallas, Texas. Picked up by Donovan Fields. He works inside the arc, terminates his dribble on the left elbow. Fields knocks the ball out of his hands. It winds up in the arms of Stansberry, who fades, fires, and fills it up from the left baseline.
That's twice now. The ball's just kind of got poked away and right into his hands, and he's ready to shoot it, and he's converted.
Eddie has been cold of late, but he has 7 points tonight to lead the Bows, who are up 3, 15 to 12. Next whistle, a timeout on the floor. Fields in the right corner takes a left-hand dribble into the paint. His cross-court feed is taken away by Stansberry. Eddie with the letter larceny. He bounces low left for Dramé, who's fouled on the layup attempt, and Sharif will shoot a couple of free throws when we return. 11 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the opening half of basketball. Hawaii on top, 15-12 over Cal Poly. This is Mustangs basketball on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Initializing.
Couple of free throws for the senior Sharif Dramé. Out of the under-12 media timeout in the opening half of basketball. He drains the first of two. Scoreless in his last 2 games. On the board for the first time tonight with 11:14 left to play in the opening half, and he goes 2 for 2 at the foul stripe. Putting the Bows up 5, 17-12 with 11 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in this opening half of basketball. Job Alexander at the top of the arc. Moves to his left, picked up by Brock Steptoe. He finds Nijo in the left corner, who sends a head-high pass, low left for Tuukka Jakala, the freshman from Finland. Puts it on the deck, working on Carper. Turnaround left-hand hook is off the glass and through.
Oh, nicely done. You know, Chris, I don't know how this game's going to end up or who's going to win this game, but I have to tell you, I've been impressed with Cal Poly's energy and their pep in their fight in the early going here. It's the best I've seen them look in that regard in the last several weeks.
17-14, Carper low post right side. His turnaround right-hand hook is off the right side of the rim, and Kubanijo grabs the miss. 10:25, opening half. Rainbow Warriors lead 17-14. Alexander's entry pass to Tuukka. He scores off the window. Count it and a foul. And give the flying Finn one on the house.
Yeah, that was nice. Tuukka made a nice play on the defensive end, hustled down, got some deep position, and I think that was Job Alexander that made the pass. Very nice.
So Job gets the assist. Jakala with back-to-back field goals for the Mustangs. And they need other guys that haven't stepped up in Big West play to step up.
Yep.
Thus far, Tuukka has done that off the bench as he rattles home the free throw and ties the game at 17.
Well, 5 points in about 20 seconds.
Brock Steptoe to the front court for the Bows. Entry pass to Samuta Avea. His reverse layup is in and out, but he was fouled on the way up. That's the 7th against the Mustangs. So here are the Rainbow Warriors in a 17-17 tie with the Cal Poly Mustangs. in the bonus for the final 10-10 of the opening half.
Yeah, and I just got through talking about how Cal Poly's playing with so much more energy. Sometimes that leads to fouls, but you know what? I take the trade-off. I just think they're playing with so much more enthusiasm than I've seen them play lately. I don't know if you would agree with me, but it sure seems that way.
Now, certainly more than Thursday night when UC Irvine got out to a 13-0 start and never looked back as Avea drains both at the foul line. 60% on the year, only had 2 points in the first meeting. He matches that less than halfway through this opening half. 19-17. Bows lead the Mustangs. Job Alexander on the left wing finds Carr up top, who swings the way of Nijo on the right wing. Now right corner, Mark Crow with the basketball, 15 to shoot. In the arms of Alexander, picked up by Steptoe. A crossover dribble inside the arc. Now a left-hand dribble down the lane to the rim with the right hand. He scores.
Wow, that was a tough shot.
So the junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who spent his first 2 years at the junior college level at Trinidad State, ties the game at 19. Steptoe, high arcing floater. The teardrop rolls around and out and into the arms of Nijo, who has another rebound. There's a bit of a long floater just inside the foul line. Steptoe missed it, and here are the Mustangs right to left. Crow takes a left-hand dribble inside the foul line, and he's fouled.
The referees.
Oh no.
Yeah, they didn't know what to call. They were looking at each other trying to decide block or charge. They went with the charge.
It's the second on Mark Crow. Kubanijo is out there playing with 2 fouls. And we know how thin the depth is for this team without Junior Ballard and a couple of kids redshirting.
Yeah, but you know what? At this stage of the ball game, I mean, they just have to keep the pedal to the metal. I think the pace of this game is actually helping Cal Poly on the offensive end. They're looking to push the ball every time they get a defensive rebound. I like that.
We're tied at 19. 9-10 left to play in this first half. Bugs up top, comes down the right side of the lane, putting a straight jacket mid-post right side, and finds Steptoe on the right side with 15 to shoot. Steptoe moves to his left around a screen set by Raimo. Now he bounces for Zigmars, low post right side, who tosses back out to Steptoe, who charges down the left side of the lane, sends a chest pass to the corner. Purchase raises from distance and knocks it down.
Daxton Carr's lucky that he didn't get called for a foul, and that'd be a 4-point opportunity. Tough shot.
Purchase, who holds the all-time record for made threes in Hawaii basketball history, has his first of the night to put the Bows up 3, 22-19. 8:35 in this opening half. Yakala finds Nijo up top in rhythm. His 3 ties the game.
Great pass by Tuca there from all the way from the low block out to the top of the key. Nicely done.
22 apiece. Inside the MAC, 8:20 left in this first half. Raimo on the right elbow holds high above his head, gets it to the left corner for Purchase. Purchase takes a dribble, hands off to Bugs with 10 on the shot clock. Bugs puts the dribble behind his back, putting handcuffs by Nijo on the left baseline and plays it up top to Steptoe. Steptoe stops inside the foul line, spins around Alexander, draws contact, loses the ball, no whistle, and it's taken away by Kuba.
Wow, good defense.
Alexander up the right sideline for the Mustangs, who can regain the lead with a bucket here. He puts the dribble behind his back, spins to the rim with the left hand.
My goodness.
And through.
That was another tough shot. Cal Poly's got a lot of shots to go tonight that have been somewhat high degree of difficulty.
Alexander has 4 points in the opening half. The Mustangs lead by 2. Zigmars Raimo, turnaround right-hand hook. It settles in.
Yeah, nice pass there by Steptoe.
24-24, a teeter-totter opening half in San Luis Obispo. Regular season ends 2 weeks from today. Mustangs are 2 games out of the 8th spot in the Big West Conference, have a chance to make up some ground. UC Riverside losing earlier this afternoon in overtime to Long Beach State. The ball deflected out of bounds by the Bows. The Mustangs will have 17 to shoot with 7:19 left to play in the first half. Pretty good first half.
Oh, this has been great. I mean, without question, in my opinion, this is the best Cal Poly's played in a long time, and it all just starts again with just their energy. They just seem so much more engaged and enthusiastic on both ends of the floor. And one thing we've heard them talk a lot about slowing the game down and trying to keep it, in the 60s and all that kind of stuff. And I get that, but sometimes they get you in sort of a defensive mindset on the offensive end of the floor. And tonight, it seems to me, every time they get a defensive rebound, they're really rushing the ball down the court, looking for early offense. And as a result, they haven't had to work so hard to get shots. They're getting good shots, and they're 10 for 17 here in the early going. So this is the best Cal Poly's looked in several weeks, in my opinion, since the CSUN game.
Opening half of basketball sponsored by Orkin. Your local Orkin franchise would like to remind you that bugs are foul. Since 2012, they've been protecting customers in San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties from pests, whether ants, termites, rodents. Meeting for a second and final time in 2019. Great to have you with us on a Saturday night. Chris Sylvester and the former Cal Poly shooting guard Alex Lambertson. 7:19 left to play in this first half. All tied at 24. And it has been a back and forth affair here in the opening half.
Yeah, it's been a good game here. Cal Poly only has 3 turnovers. Hawaii has 0. So both teams are playing aggressively. Both teams are making good decisions and not turning the ball over. And both teams are shooting fairly well. Actually, Hawaii's only shooting 39%, but Cal Poly's shooting 59%. So
Hawaii, a lot of free throws in this opening half. They're 8 for 10. Donovan Fields back in the game. He bounces low left for Carlis Garoza. 10 to shoot. Carlis finds the sweet spot and scores with a right-hand hook shot.
I tell you, Chris, we've only. Oh, sorry.
Zigmar Srimo.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I thought in 13 minutes here, I've already seen Cal Poly score more in the low post than I've seen them do almost all year.
The ball deflected out of bounds by the Mustangs on the other end. They've been very active defensively, and that's gotten them in some foul trouble, but it's a lot better than what we saw from them on Thursday night. And in the first meeting with the Rainbow Warriors 9 days ago. Mustangs by 2, 26-24, 6:50 first half. Steptoe takes a left-hand dribble into the paint, feeds Raimo on the right block, who loses the ball off of his sneaker out of bounds.
Yeah, I tell you, Carlis Garoza is really playing a good game. I mean, he's been solid on defense, and he's scored on offense.
Carlis has now started 3 games in a row for Joe Calero, his first 3 Division I starts, and got to agree with you, probably the best we've seen him play in a Mustang uniform. Alexander posting up Stansberry, spins around him as he drives down the baseline, and he's fouled on the floor with 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, the referee pointed at the end line. I thought he was going to call him for stepping on the end line, but he got fouled.
Sharif Tremay checks back in as Hawaii gets a little smaller. Zigmar Srimo to the bench. Drew Buggs also to the bench. Dawson Carper back in the game. Job Alexander sends a chest pass into Nijo. Left corner contested triple off the right side of the rim. And a one-handed rebound for Sharif Tremay. He comes up the left sideline for the Bulls, who operate left to right in this opening half. Tremay picked up by Marcellus Garrick, says something to the official, wanted a reach-in foul.
The official told him keep playing.
6:10 left first half. Buggs is still in the game, apparently. My apologies. He finds Purchase, who's wide open in the left corner. Same spot, same result for the fifth-year senior from Australia.
Yeah, and Cal Poly has to make sure they know where he is at all times. You cannot leave him.
Hawaii regains the lead, 27-26. 5:55 left to play in the first half. Fields moves inside the arc, takes a left-hand dribble down the lane, a right-hand push pass to Garrick on the right wing with 10 to shoot. Now Alexander up top, picked up by Stansberry, waits for a screen from Carlis, moves to his right, sends a head-high pass to Marcellus Garrick, who plays it back to Job. 3 to shoot, Job down the lane, off-balance shot, rejected, ball batted around, shot clock violation called.
Yeah, good defense by Hawaii there. Cal Poly just kind of let the shot clock get down a little low there before they made their move.
So the Rainbow Warriors get the ball back, up by a point, 27-26. Under 5.5 left to play in the first half. Drew Buggs moves around his screen. He fades, he fires, he misses the jumper from the left elbow. And a flat-footed Kubanijo has another rebound for Cal Poly. He has a game-high 6. Fields skips to a cutting Garoza, who gets to the rim with the right hand and scores. Beautiful pocket pass from Donovan Fields to a rolling Carlis Garoza, who puts the Mustangs up a point. 28-27, Buggs all alone, left side, triple in the air, it rings around the rim, and Fields has the rebound. He sprints across half court, down the lane, finds Garrick, left wing triple, off the right side of the rim, the ball batted around, and Carlis Garoza is whistled for an over-the-back foul. No, it's Dawson Carper.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was over Garoza's back. You know, I actually thought Carlis Garoza was the best rebounder on the team last year. He didn't get a lot of playing time because he was injured, but he really pursues the ball, and he's having a great game tonight.
He's been the X factor for the Mustangs in this opening half. Cal Poly leads 28-27. That was the 5th team foul. Inbound comes to Garoza, who hands off to Daxton Carr. The freshman from Pocatello has 3 points in this opening half. after a career-high 11 last time out. He bounces low left for Garoza. Picked up by the 7-footer, Carper. Carlise puts his back to the basket, puts it on the deck, gets around the 7-footer, and it rolled off of his fingertips and rolled off the left side of the rim.
Yeah, that might be the easiest shot he's had all game.
That just slipped out of his grasp as Steptoe sends a head-high pass lower right for Carper, who scores off the window, count it, and a foul.
Yeah, he got there a little bit late. I think he's still a little bit upset that he missed that shot at the other end and he got out of position on defense.
So the Bows go back on top. Usually when they give us these papers at media timeouts, it gives us the lead changes and the ties. They don't have that tonight, but there's been a lot of them.
Yeah, this has been a great game. I mean, this has been back and forth, back and forth.
Carper with a chance to complete the three-point play at the foul stripe. 1 for 2 tonight, as we mentioned, 39% coming in as Carlise heads to the bench. That was his first foul. Tuka Yakala, who has 5 points, takes his place. Carper's free throw off the back of the rim. Daxton Carr leaps for the rebound.
Maybe he is a 39% free throw shooter.
He's 1 for 3 tonight. That's 33.
Yeah, there you go.
Fields picked up by Sharif Dramé. 4:10 left first half. Now Daxton Carr swings the way of Jobe Alexander at the top of the arc. Alexander picked up by Stansberry. Charges to the rim with the right hand. Too strong on the layup. It's off the front of the rim, and Dawson Carper has another rebound. Carper has 7 rebounds and 5 points off the bench.
In very limited minutes.
Giving Mustangs fits again. Steptoe dribbles inside the foul line, finds Dramé in rhythm from the left corner for 3. It's good. Sharif silences the crowd with a made triple, his first made field goal of the night. It's 32-28. Daxton Carr, left wing triple. He responds.
Well, confidence is an amazing thing. You could just look at Dax and look at his eyes. He's feeling confident.
6 points for Carr. A couple of made triples in this opening half. 32-31. Dramé stops on the right elbow, sends a chest pass up top to Purchase. Purchase picked up by Carr and a late whistle and a foul. Now those two on Hawaii's last offensive possession, which resulted in the Sharif Dramé made triple, got tangled up away from it. Purchase went flying to the floor.
Right.
And when Carr made the triple on the other end, he said something to Jack Purchase. Yep. So those two very feisty in this opening half. Aran Ganat speaking to the officials about it right now as we have a timeout on the floor. 3:15 left in this first half. We'll take it with them. Purchase at the foul line shooting a couple when we return. His Rainbow Warriors lead by a point, 32-31 over Cal Poly and San Luis Obispo on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Opening half of basketball sponsored by Big Brand Tires and Service. You can stop in anytime for just about anything at Big Brand Tire and Service. From Valvoline oil changes to new tires like Michelin and Goodyear, their expert technicians will get you in, taken care of, and back on the road in no time. Keeping you moving, it's what they do. Big Brand Tire and Service. Big means go. The official tire of the Cal Poly Mustangs. Jack Purchase, fifth-year senior from Australia, rattles home the first of 2 at the foul stripe. He has 7 points in this opening half, only had 5 in the first meeting. The all-time record holder for made threes in Hawaii program history broke that 1 week ago when he drained 5 against UC Riverside. Broke Zane Johnson's old record, which stood for about 7 or 8 years. Purchase 1 for 2 at the foul line. Mustangs trail by 2, 33-31. 3 minutes left in this first half. Marcellus Garrick on the left wing holds near his belt buckle. Steps back, contested 3. He got it. Sellis connects. on a triple, and the Mustangs regain the lead. 34-33. Steptoe puts the gun back in the holster, finds Dramé. His contested three from the left wing. That's his second made triple of the opening half.
He is entertaining to watch. I mean, he's chirping, he's smiling. I remember him from the last 3 years.
Irritator.
Yeah.
An instigator, no question about that. Whether it's his trash talking or his celebrating after buckets, it's fun to watch. 36-34. Bows back on top by 2. Garrick down the right side of the lane. He fades, he fires, and fills it up from 10. And a timeout taken by Eddie Stansbury to tie his shoe. No official timeout taken by either side. The official granting the junior from San Francisco a timeout as Garrick ties the game at 36. He has the last 5 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and he looked determined to score on that shot, on that possession. He got shut off on his way to the basket, and he just said, I'm shooting this ball, and he scored.
Tied at 36, 2:10 left first half. Here's Dramé, picked up by Alexander. He blows by him to the rim with the right hand, rejected by Yakala. He pinned it off the glass. Job skips to Fields, up and under, reverse layup is good.
What a defensive play by Tuka Yakala.
And it leads to transition points for Cal Poly. 38-36, the assist to Fields. The assist to Alexander, the bucket to Fields. Fields in the double figures now. Steptoe bounces to the restricted area. Carper puts it on the deck, sends a head-high pass to the left corner. Steptoe blows by Fields, finds Carper all alone to the rim with 2, and he thunders it home.
Great patience by Hawaii there. Tuka was kind of protecting the paint there, and he went over to stop the drive, and they just dished off for a dunk to Carper. Nice play.
And we're tied again, 38 apiece, with 1:15 left to play in this first half. Certainly one of the better offensive halves that Cal Poly has had. Fields gets the feed from Yakala, sends the pass to the left corner. Garrick for 3 off the right side of the rim. And Jack Purchase with the flat-footed rebound for the Rainbow Warriors. 60 seconds left in this opening half of basketball. Hawaii left to right. Steptoe into the front court, picked up by Donovan Fields. Watches some time tick off the clock. Finds Stansbury, who curls, catches, and misses the left elbow jumper. Loose ball chased down by Carper in the corner, and a fresh 30 for the Rainbow Warriors. Steptoe near the midcourt line as he receives the pass from Dawson Carper. Calls timeout. So 42.3 remaining in this opening half. I'd imagine Iran Ganat will draw up a situation here where Hawaii can go 2 for 1 in a 38 ball game. The Mustangs have shot 55% from the floor. They're 5 of 11 from the perimeter, 1 for 1 at the foul line. Meanwhile, the Rainbow Warriors 12 for 27 from the field. Also 5 makes from the perimeter and 9 tries, but they've done much more damage at the stripe. 9 for 13 at the foul line in this opening half.
Yeah, that's when I look at the stats and they're pretty much even. That's the one that leaps off the page is Hawaii's making hay at the free throw line. But wow, what an entertaining half of basketball. This is it's a great game. Both teams are playing well. Both teams are playing hard. Both teams are playing pretty clean. Again, Cal Poly only has 3 turnovers. Hawaii only has 1. So it's a good basketball game.
That was the use it or lose it timeout taken by Iran Ganat. Joe Calero still has his. I'd imagine he'll use it here at some point during these final 42 3/10 of a second.
So we'll see if Hawaii puts up a quick shot here and goes for 2 for 1. We're going to find out right off the bat whether that's what they were thinking.
That's what I'd bet on. Steptoe moves around his screen set by Raimo. To his left, down the lane. Brock spins around Fields, goes up with the right hand, and all cotton for the Dallas, Texas native with 31 2/10 of a second left. Joe Calero takes his use it or lose it timeout, predictably so.
Yeah, not really a 2 for 1 because there's only a 1.2, but that was a nice play by Hawaii. They got an excellent shot out of that timeout. So Cal Poly needs to do the same. Cal Poly really needs to run the clock all the way down here and shoot it right at the end of the shot clock. Hopefully they can get a score and tie this game or take the lead.
Coming up at halftime on the Cal Poly Sports Network, it's the Smith Volvo halftime sports report with our producer-engineer, Alex Klepper, and I'll be beside myself if he wastes time giving us spring training scores. But it was nice to see some of the MLB teams back at the ballpark here this afternoon. Cal Poly baseball, we cut them off for our pregame show. They wound up losing a tight one to California 5-4. So they'll go for the salvage Sunday game tomorrow at 1 o'clock right here on the Cal Poly Sports Network.
So Klepper's back in the studio going, scratch, scratch.
Something like that.
He's going, man, there goes my whole halftime.
I don't care if the Red Sox lose to the Marlins 10-0 in spring training. Talk to me in late March. Here's Alexander across the midcourt stripe here inside the Mott Athletic Center. 1.3 separates the big clock from the small clock. The Rainbow Warriors lead the Mustangs 40-38. Alexander watching time tick off the clock, moving to his left, picked up by Stansbury, hands off to Fields with 7 seconds left. Fields sends an entry pass to Alexander, who comes down the right side of the lane to the rim with the right hand, off the window, off the right side of the rim. The putback from Daxton Carr, no good. And the opening half of basketball has come to an end. Lots of scoring, lots of offense. A 40-38 lead for Hawaii after 20 minutes of basketball inside the Mott Athletic Center on a Saturday night in San Luis Obispo. Now to the Smith Volvo halftime sports report with Alex Klepper on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
We're here to ask you to be safe.
Know your limits.
Know where your drink has been.
Keep your wits about you.
Don't drink till you pass out.
Be a good friend. And look out for your friends.
Have fun.
But please,
Please,
Please.
but please, be safe.
The new Accord looks stylish, feels reliable and sturdy. This is great. And it has enough space in the trunk to fit 4 or 5 sets of golf clubs. Can't forget these.
Hi, my name is Kuba. I'm a 4th-year senior and I'm a communications major from Wrocław, Poland. I'll say the biggest difference is definitely the weather up here in Slow and definitely missing my family from back home, so those are the 2 biggest differences. I chose the Cal Poly because of, great location, great academic school, and the coaching staff was all about me, so I just felt like it was the right fit. I go with the Polish Pistol, I go with the Young Coop 35, whatever you guys want to call me. My pregame hype song right now is probably Can't Leave Without It by 21 Savage. My favorite NBA player right now is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's just phenomenal. They wanted me to run hurdles in high school, but I really feel like it would just be golf. I'm a good singer, I'm a really good Fortnite player, and yep, those two.
This is where I'm from, this is where I grew up. This place means so much, these are the things I love. Everywhere got you, everywhere got you, everywhere I go. Everywhere got you, everywhere, everywhere I go. Everywhere I go.
Inside the Mott Athletic Center after 20 minutes of basketball, a 40-38 lead for the visiting University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors at the break. Great to have you with us on a Saturday night. Chris Sylvester with former Cal Poly shooting guard Alex Lambertson. Mustangs winding down the 2019 Big West schedule. 5 games left, including this one tonight. A couple games behind UC Riverside for 8th place in the Big West, and they got some good news earlier. Long Beach State going to the SRC Arena and outlasting Riverside in overtime. We'll get to the conference scores, the opening statistics as well, but first, our program profile with the team's best singer, Cuba Nijo. Now, Kubanijo is a national treasure, no question about that. 40-38, Cal Poly leads Hawaii at the break. The Big West Conference out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by Supercuts, the official hair salon of the NCAA. At the half in Northridge, UC Davis leads CSUN 36-34. No TJ Shorts again for the Aggies, who lost on Thursday night at Cal State Fullerton. Titans trail at UC Santa Barbara 36-26 at the break inside the Thunderdome. And as we mentioned earlier, Long Beach State took care of UC Riverside in overtime. 49ers have won back-to-back games for the first time since starting 2-0. Final score there, 71-67. Opening half stats here inside the Mata Athletic Center. Mustangs shot 53% from the floor, 16 of 30 from the field, 5 of 11 from beyond the arc, en route to a 2-point deficit. Hawaii shooting 46% from the floor, 5 for 9 from the perimeter. Difference in the game, 9 for 13 at the foul stripe. Each team with 16 rebounds. Donovan Fields led the way for Cal Poly with a game-high 9 points. Sharif Dramé off the bench on the other side, a team-high 8 for the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, and both teams are getting it done by committee. Cal Poly has 7 players that have scored. Everybody that's gotten in the game, all 9 players have actually gotten at least 1 rebound. Great balance, everybody's contributing, but you could say the same thing for Hawaii. Dramé has 8 points, but there are 4 different players on Hawaii that have 7 points. So, again, everybody on both teams is involved in this game, and I think, Cal Poly is, I think they're shooting well, which has been their big bugaboo, really, almost all year. They're shooting well because I think of the up-tempo, they're pushing the ball, they're getting good looks early in the shot clock, and they're taking them and they're making them.
Start of the second half comes your way next, 40-38. Hawaii leads Cal Poly at the break. This has been Mustangs Halftime on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Start of the second half, sponsored by Coors Light, colder, cleaner, and crisper for those who thirst for more. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility. 40-38, the Rainbow Warriors lead the Cal Poly Mustangs as we start the second half in San Luis Obispo. Chris Sylvester with the former Cal Poly shooting guard, part of that 1981 Final Four team. Alex Lambertson, great to have you with us on a Saturday night. Mustangs got to have this one, and they're within striking distance at the break.
Yeah, they're playing really well. They just need to not give up any open looks. They got to find Purchase on defense and Dramé and make sure they're contesting shots.
Here's Donovan Fields fading away from the right elbow, and he connects, tying the game at 40. Mustangs shot 53%, 16 for 30 as a team from the floor in the opening 20 minutes. Eddie Stansbury in the right corner. Bows go right to left across your radio dial in this second half. Sigmar Srimo, Euro, steps down the right side of the lane, misses the right-hand floater off the right side of the rim. Everything was right, but the shot, it was wrong, and Mark Crow has the rebound. Fields pulls the trigger. Straightaway triple. He got it.
He's got that look in his eye early here.
Mustangs regain the lead. They open the second half on a 5-0 run, all courtesy of Donovan Fields, who has a game-high 14. 43-40. Step-toe down the left side of the lane. The high-arcing teardrop spins off the cylinder. And a flat-footed Carly Scarosa has the rebound, handing off to Fields, who sprints up the middle of the floor. Fields picked up by Steptoe, moves to his right, down the lane, draws a foul on the floor.
Well, he's been really aggressive. You know, the 2 buckets that Donovan's hit already have both pretty early in the shot clock again. So Cal Poly is not changing anything offensively. They're staying aggressive, which is a good idea. like that.
So the Mustangs get the ball back. Triggering in from the sideline. 13:35 left to play in the game. Mustangs lead the Bows by a point. Cal Poly left to right across your radio dial in the second half of basketball. Fields up top, moves to his left, picked up by Steptoe, puts the dribble behind his back, comes down the left side of the lane, fades, fires, and nails the mid-range jumper from the left baseline.
Well, when he makes that shot, he's almost unguardable. And Hawaii went back to a man-to-man there. We'll see if they stay in that man-to-man or they're going to switching possession to possession.
Donovan Fields, the senior from Newburgh, New York, 7th leading scorer in the Big West, with 16 points to lead all scorers. Here's Steptoe to the rim with the right hand, rejected by Yakala. Loose ball grabbed by Fields, and he's fouled as he crosses the midcourt logo.
Actually, that was a good foul by Hawaii because Cal Poly had a 3-on-1. They were going to get a layup. That's the second time Yakala has come out of nowhere to block the shot right at the rim.
Steptoe made a nice move to get back to the basket. But Yakala, the freshman from Finland, who has 7 points off the bench on 3 of 3 shooting, to go along with 4 rebounds, now has 2 blocks, as you mentioned.
Right, and you combine his stats with Garoza, and Cal Poly's getting great production out of their low post guys, which is something they really have struggled to do all year.
54-51, Cal Poly leads Hawaii. Two teams met 9 days ago, much different result on the island. Rainbow Warriors won the game by 21 points. Fields sends a behind-the-back bounce pass to Nijo, who plays it back to Fields on the top side. Now foul away from the basketball, and it is against the 7-footer, Dawson Carper.
And Yakala, again, is causing havoc down there in the low post, really fighting for position, doing a nice job.
4th team foul on the Rainbow Warriors. And for Dawson Carper, his second. He had 7 points off the bench in the opening 20 minutes. 12:40, second half, 54-51. Cal Poly leads Hawaii. Mustangs trailed by 2 at the break. They lead by 3 at the moment. Daxton Carr on the left side. The freshman skips it. Low left for Tuka Yakala. 5 to shoot. He's back to the basket. He spins around Carper. Turnaround left-hand hook shot is off the left side of the rim. Offensive rebound underneath for Mark Crow.
Wow.
And his putback is good off the glass.
Great play by Crow, but you know, Yakala really commanded so much attention from Carper and the inside guys that allowed Crow to sneak in there and get that offensive board.
Mark Crow with 6 points. Cal Poly's lead balloons to 5, and a foul on the other end is Leland Green, the junior from Redondo Beach, is fouled by Donovan Fields. Second team foul on the Mustangs in the second half of basketball. Sigmar Srimo checks back in, replacing the 7-footer Dawson Carper. 12:07 left to play, second half, 56-51.
Cal Poly needs to make sure they know where Jack Purchase is on this inbounds play.
Cal Poly leads Hawaii, 21 to shoot for the Rainbow Warriors. And the senior from Sweden, Sharif Dramé, will trigger in from the left baseline. He holds at his belt buckle, finds Stansberry, who catches and raises from the left corner, and it's all cotton on the triple for the junior from San Francisco.
Well, they got their other three-point shooter open on that one.
His second made 3 of the night. He's into double figures with 10 points. 56-54, the Mustang lead down to 2 as we wind under 12 minutes left to play in the second half. A 3-2 zone defense shown by the Rainbow Warriors once again. Fields on the right wing, moves inside the arc, finds Crow up top. Crow cut off on the left elbow, finds Nijo. Left corner triple, it's good.
Now that was a great shot because Kuba had his feet set. When he gets his feet set and he takes his time, he's a very good shooter.
Young Koob, as his teammates call him. That's his second made triple of the night. And the response from the Mustangs. Stansberry stops at the foul line. Finds Raimo on the right baseline, who gets it back to Stansberry up top with 15 to shoot. The Cal Poly lead is 5. Sharif Dramé down the left side of the lane. Feeds Raimo, cutting to the rim with the right hand. A blocking foul called on Donovan Fields, who was set up right in front of the restricted area.
I'm not sure about that call. And actually, Tuka Yakala blocked that shot flat-footed there. That was a shame because Cal Poly was going to get the rebound and go the other way there.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 11:10 left to play in regulation. Cal Poly leads Hawaii 59-54 on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Cal Poly Mustangs lead the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors 59-54 with 11 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the second half of basketball inside the Mott Athletic Center. And it's presented by Dignity Health. You can trust that quality care is just around the corner at French Hospital Medical Center. Proud supporters of Cal Poly Athletics. Learn more at dignityhealth.org/French Hospital. Zigmar Sraimo fouled on a layup attempt prior to the timeout. So the junior 6'8" forward from Latvia drains the first of two. Now 4 for 5 at the foul line tonight. Not a great free throw shooter on the season coming in, just 51%. He bends his knees, flicks his wrist, and goes 2 for 2. So the 51% foul shooter, 5 of 6 at the stripe tonight to pull the Bows back within 3.
And Hawaii switching up their defense. They're going man one possession, they're going zone the next possession, trying to confuse Cal Poly.
Now the Mustangs shooting 54%. Hawaii's defense looking for answers. Here's Fields. He's fouled on a three-point attempt from the left wing.
Jermaine fouled him, and Donovan was on the floor, and Jermaine looked like he was going to help him up, stuck his hand out, and then walked away, and Donovan was just laughing. That was pretty funny. Jermaine really is entertaining to watch.
It doesn't work on Fields, who shook it off with a smile.
Well, and Jermaine's smiling, and he's still talking. He never stops talking.
Those two have had some good battles over the past few years as Fields gets the first free throw.
Still talking. They're both talking.
Fields now with 17 points, 78% foul shooter. Missed a couple of free throws, 4 for 6 at the foul stripe the other night against Irvine. Shooting 3 here, and he drains the second, so one more for the senior as Jermaine heads to the bench. Brock Steptoe returns for the Rainbow Warriors. 5-point lead for Cal Poly. Fields with one more free throw and a chance to extend it to 6. Fields hit the program record 92% at the foul stripe last year as he misses the third. So Fields, who missed 6 free throws all of last season, has now missed 14 this year.
It's not bad, 20 missed free throws in 2 years.
The lead remains 5 for the Mustangs, 61-56, 10:40 left to play first half. Stansbury, foul line jumper on the way off the left side of the rim. Offensive rebound, Raimo, his putback is good, but the foul committed on the floor prior to the shot attempt, and it's on Tuka Yakala.
It ended up being a good foul because Raimo scored on that, but the basket didn't count.
4th team foul on Cal Poly. Hank Hollingsworth will take the place of Tuka Yakala. 5 team fouls on the Rainbow Warriors with 10:34 left to play in the basketball game. Stansbury triggers in. Purchase, catch and shoot, left corner triple. It's on the way. It's off the right side of the rim and deflected out of bounds by Leland Green.
Yeah, and that could have easily been an over-the-back foul, which is what Cal Poly's coaching staff wanted, but
Mustangs pushed the tempo. Hawaii got back quickly, slowly defensively, and Fields sends the entry pass inside for Daxton Carr, who scores with the right-hand layup. I think everybody was a bit slow after that ball got deflected. Fields and Carr were the only ones on the floor ahead of everybody as Steptoe puts up the runner with the right hand. It's off the back of the rim, and Hank Hollingsworth boxes out to grab the rebound. Cal Poly by a touchdown, 63-56. Fields in the right corner, picked up by Steptoe, lets it fly. He fires the triple and knocks it down.
boy, he has got that feeling tonight, you know, and he's looking to be aggressive, but he's doing it from inside and outside.
Caesar has 21, and Aran Ganat wants to talk things over. The
Don't look
Mustangs
down.
have taken their largest lead of the night, 66-56 over Hawaii. 9:52 left to play. Time out of the floor. We'll take it with them on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Now the Mustangs, who trailed by 2 at the break despite shooting 53% from the floor in the opening half, have shot 62% from the field in the second half, and it's Donovan Fields leading the charge as he has all season in games where Cal Poly has been competitive. The senior from Newburgh, New York, with a game-high 21 points on 8 of 15 shooting. 3 for 6 from the perimeter, a double-figure lead, the largest of the night for the Mustangs, 66-56 over Hawaii, with 9:52 left to play. We'll see if they can sustain it.
Yes, Donovan Fields has 21 points, but Cal Poly has 6 other players at least 6 points, so everybody is involved tonight.
Aran Ganat taking a timeout. He has 2 left. Joe Calero has 3, with a lot of basketball left to be played tonight inside the Mott Athletic Center. We'll see what's drawn up out of the timeout for the Bows. Steptoe at the foul line, sends a head-high pass to Samuta Avea, the sophomore, who gets it topside to Stansbury. Puts the gun back in the holster, drives down the right side of the lane, feeds Raimo, who's uncontested on the left block as he goes up and scores off the window.
Yeah, nice pass by Stansbury there.
So Zigmars Raimo continues to have success on the offensive end in the low post. The junior with a team-high 15 on 5 of 8 shooting. Hawaii has cut the deficit back to single figures, 66-58. 9:10 left. Fields, left side, steps back, contested jumper off the back of the rim. The ball batted around, and Raimo saves it behind the back and bounce to Stansbury. He wants to run right to left, from the wing to the lane to the rim, rejected by Nijo. Loose ball grabbed by Avea. He goes up and misses the layup, but he's fouled, and Samuta, the Oahu native, will shoot a couple of free throws.
Man, I'll tell you what, Stansbury is fast, and I thought for all the world that was going to be an uncontested layup, and Nijo came out of nowhere to block it.
So Samuta Avea, 2 for 2 at the foul stripe. His only 2 points came courtesy of the foul line in the opening half. He'll shoot 2 more. Entered at 60%, only had 2 points in the first meeting, and he has just surpassed that with 8:58 left to play in the game. But Fields has come to the bench. I feel like giving him a high five with how well he's played.
I tell you what, he's on the bench for long.
I wouldn't.
They'll probably get the under 8 timeout. Going to come back.
Fields trying to make the most of his collegiate career, coming to a close soon. 5 games left, including this one. Avea goes 2 for 2. Quick 4-0 spurt for the Rainbow Warriors out of the Aran Ganat timeout to pull within 6. 66-60, Cal Poly leads. Mark Crow cuts down the right baseline, wraparound pass to the left corner. Garrick puts the gun back in the holster, finds Job Alexander on the right wing with 15 to shoot. A chest pass up top to Carr, who gets it left side to Garrick with 10 on the timer. Garrick moves to his right, lets it fly deep, triple. He got it.
You know, Chris, one of the things I know I've said, I don't repeat myself, but Cal Poly's looking to attack so early in the shot clock. Even if they don't get it, they're still getting good shots late.
The Mustangs, as a team, have drained 11 triples, and Garrick now into double figures with 11 points. Samuta Avea jump stops down the right side of the lane, misses the layup. Offensive rebound for Raimo. The shot never hit the rim, so the shot clock at 10. Steptoe dribbles inside the foul line, finds Green wide open from the left wing, and it's all Cotton for the junior from LA.
He was wide open. Cal Poly got sucked down too deep that time.
Leland Green, the junior, had 8 points in 17 minutes in the first meeting. Those are his first points of the night. Hollingsworth charges towards the basket, spins around Green, draws the double team, and loses the ball. It's picked up by Steptoe. 69-63, Mustangs by 6. Leland Green wide open, left wing again. He misses it off the left side of the rim. Raimo grabs the offensive rebound, but an over-the-back foul.
I think Cal Poly got a little bit lucky there. I know he went over the back, but I'm not sure he fouled him. And they also got lucky that Green missed that shot. It was the exact same spot he just made one from.
Just the first foul on Zigmars Raimo, who leads Hawaii with 15 points, but the 6th team foul on the Rainbow Warriors. Timeout on the floor, 7:45 left. Cal Poly leads Hawaii 69-63 on the Cal Poly Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Well, to this point, certainly one of the best performances Cal Poly has put together in Big West play. They entered the night 1-10 in the conference, trying to flag down UC Riverside for that 8th spot and just have an opportunity to play at Honda Center in the Big West Conference tournament. They've never missed it under 10th year head coach Joe Calero. A chance to make up some ground with only 2 weeks left after tonight. And they lead Hawaii 69-63 with 7:35 left. Mustangs left to right in the home white jerseys with the copper and forest green trim. Here's Garoza in low, turnaround left-hand hook off the right side of the rim. Samuta Avea grabs the miss.
Boy, great play by Garoza. He did get right to the rim on that one.
Rainbow Warriors right to left in the second half in their forest green road jerseys with the white trim. Germain pulls the trigger from the right baseline, counted and a foul off the window and in. So Germain using the glass from the right baseline to score, plus the foul. And the senior from Stockholm, Sweden, will head to the foul stripe and try and complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. He has bounced back tonight into double figures now with 10 points after consecutive scoreless games. As the free throw bounces in to pull Hawaii within 3 as Donovan Fields is back in the game, likely for the remainder of it with 7:15 left.
Yeah, and now we're getting to the point where, you know, every possession really counts, and Cal Poly needs to get a bucket here.
This is a situation Mustangs haven't been in a whole lot, to be quite honest, in Big West play. Chance to close it out late. It's not necessarily late yet, but they lead by 3 with 7 minutes left, and they turn it over. Alexander gives it away, and Raimo comes away with the steal. Step toe to the front court, puts the dribble in between his legs, comes down the right side of the lane, cut off on the right elbow, hands off to Avea, who stops at the foul line, finds step toe, 3 for the tie in the right corner, it's short. A rebound for Job Alexander, who sprints up the left sideline for the Mustangs. Job from the wing to the lane to the cup with the right hand, off the window, no good. Offensive rebound, Garoza, and he's fouled by Raimo, putting the Mustangs in the bonus for the rest of the night, and Carlis will shoot the 1-and-1.
And that's what he does. He is an outstanding offensive rebounder because he goes after the ball.
So Garoza, who has been shooting the ball from the foul stripe a lot better of late, still just 51% on the year, and shooting the 1-and-1 here. 69-66, the Mustangs lead. Slight bend of the knees, flick of the wrist, the free throw no good off the right side of the rim, but Hawaii unable to save the rebound in bounds, and the Mustangs will have a second bite at the apple.
Yeah, got lucky there. 2 Hawaii players going for the ball. They knocked that out of each other's hands.
Mark Crow will trigger in from the right baseline. He slaps at the basketball, holding near his belt buckle. He fires in to Marcellus Garrick on the right wing, picked up by Stansberry, and Joe Calero will take a timeout. 6:31 left to play inside the Mata Athletic Center. 69-66, Cal Poly leads the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. A look at the out-of-town scoreboard, sponsored by San Luis Sports Therapy. When injury gets you out, trust the movement experts to get you back. San Luis Sports Therapy, 8 locations on the Central Coast. One final, as we mentioned earlier, Long Beach State went to UC Riverside and outlasted the Highlanders in overtime, 71-67, which is good news for the Mustangs, who are trying to flag down UCR for the final spot, the 8th spot in the Big West Conference tournament coming up in a couple weeks from now. Fullerton trails at UC Santa Barbara 69-58 with 4:27 left to play inside the Thunderdome. CSUN erased a halftime deficit. They now lead UC Davis minus TJ Shorts 53-47 with 8:55 left to play inside the Matadome. Mustangs have the basketball out of the Joe Calero timeout. Each head coach with 2 remaining in regulation as we wind under 6:30 left to play in the second half. Cal Poly, they led by as much as 10. The lead down to 3 for the Mustangs, 69-66 over the Rainbow Warriors. Mustangs get it low right for Garoza. He goes underneath the basket. It's deflected and taken away by Sharif Dramé.
Yeah, good defense there by Hawaii.
The zone defense has forced the Mustangs into a few turnovers of late, and it has allowed Hawaii to get closer. Dramé down the left side of the lane, stops on the block, nearly gets tied up with Garoza, tosses out for Stansberry, who bounces the basketball inside the arc. He stops on the left block with his back to the basket, fires up top, step toe down the right side of the lane, finds Raimo with 5 to shoot. Back out for Avea. Deep three from the right wing for the tie. It rolls off the cylinder and into the arms of a flat-footed Carlis Carrozza.
Yeah, good team defense there by Cal Poly. Didn't go for all the pump fakes.
Bows now 8 for 17 from the perimeter as Fields comes down the right baseline, hits the deck hard. A lot of contact, no whistle. Ball's on the floor and picked up by Avea. Another turnover, and Mark Crow fouls Savuta. Avea trying to get the ball back. Oh, a double foul here, or no?
No, that was on Crow.
Well, and that puts Hawaii in the bonus. Avea will trot down to the other end and shoot the 1-and-1.
Yeah, both teams in the bonus here for the last 5:28. So comes down now to execution on both ends.
Avea 4 for 4 at the foul stripe tonight. All 4 of his points coming courtesy of the foul line. Carlis Carrozza will get a breather with 5:28 left. In comes Tuka Yakala, who has 7 points tonight off the bench to go along with 3 rebounds and 2 blocks.
Yeah, I think it's a good substitution. Carlos looks a little tired. Get Tuka in there fresh. He's got the long arms.
Avea bounces in the front end of the 1-and-1 and earns himself a second free throw. He's 5 for 5 from the stripe tonight, and this one could pull the Bows within a point. As we mentioned earlier, Mustangs with their 1-10 Big West record. In the 10 losses, they have come by an average of 15 points. They haven't been in a whole lot of close games here in conference play. They've lost in a couple of overtime games here inside this building, and they've had trouble closing out the opposition. It'll be interesting to see what transpires over this final 5:25, now up 1.
Yeah, they need to just keep doing what they've been doing all game, though. Stay aggressive.
Fields on the right side. Bounces to the left corner. Crow raises, high arcing three. He got it.
Beautiful pass there from Donovan Fields from one corner all the way across to the other corner.
Crow lets it fly. The 12th made triple for Cal Poly tonight. They go up 4, 72-68, 5 minutes left. Steptoe sends a chest pass to the left corner. Purchase raises. It's an air ball. Yakala has it and hands off to Fields. Up the left side of the floor from the line to the lane to the rim. He is fouled on the floor by Brock Steptoe.
Again, Chris, story of the night. Cal Poly has really pushed the tempo when they get a defensive rebound, and they're looking to score early in the shot clock. If it's not there, they're pulling it out and taking their time. But Donovan Fields was just determined to get to the basket, and he did.
So Fields at the foul line, 2 for 3 tonight. 78% coming in, earns himself a second free throw. Game high 22 for the senior, who has averaged 20 here inside Mott Athletic Center this season.
The team referee's asking if the team fouls are correct. They are. Yep.
8 on Hawaii, 7 on Cal Poly. Fields bends his knees, flicks his wrist, and knocks down the second. 74-68, the lead balloons to 6 for the Mustangs at home over the visiting University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Steptoe up top, picked up by Fields. Moves to his left, around a screen set by Raimo. He terminates his dribble and gets it to Stansberry in the left corner with 15 to shoot. Stansberry moves to his right, gets it top side to Purchase. 10 on the timer, now Drame being watched by Alexander. Raimo out to set a screen. Drame, high arcing three. It wiggles out and into the arms of Marcellus Garrick. Fields up the left sideline. Mustangs by 6. Inside the foul line to the rim with the right hand. He misses. The tip shot not there for Yakala. Loose ball grabbed by Raimo. Hawaii with the 3-on-2. Stansberry lets it fly. Right wing triple, air ball. Crow has it. Not sure about the decision from Eddie Stansberry with the 3-on-2 to settle for the triple instead of drive it to the rim with Hawaii in the bonus.
Yeah, that was a bad play.
The ball poked into the backcourt by Stansberry. Alexander
5 on
recovers.
4.
Now the Mustangs have a 5-on-4. 15 to shoot. Alexander finds Crow up top. Hits 3 off the front of the rim. And it ricochets to Eddie Stansberry, who's all over the floor here the past few sequences. Steptoe up the right sideline. 74-68. Hawaii trails. 3:40 left. Steptoe takes a left-hand dribble into the paint, catches Crow in the air, feeds Raimo on the right block, who powers up the layup and scores off the window.
You know, Steptoe's done that about 3 or 4 times tonight. He gets all the way in the paint. He plants his feet. He pump fakes a couple times. The big guy from Cal Poly comes over to help, and then he dishes it. Very nice.
He is crafty. Brock Steptoe with the assist. Raimo with the team-high 17 now for the Bows. 3:20 left, 74-70. Fields sends a right-hand push pass to Crow on the right wing. He drives down the baseline, a wraparound pass to the corner. Garrick for 3. He got it again.
Wow, and that's about the 3rd time that Cal Poly has made that pass from corner to corner.
Cal Poly goes up by a touchdown, 77-70. Steptoe, as he crosses the midcourt stripe, takes a timeout. The Mustangs can taste it. They have not won a Big West home game in 2019, but they're oh so close. Up 77-70 over Hawaii with 3:01 left. Time out of the floor will take it with them. Mustangs basketball from Learfield IMG College. Finish time for Cal Poly inside the Mott Athletic Center. They lead Hawaii 77-70 with 3 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second half. They have not won a Big West game at home this season, but they have a chance to close out the visiting Rainbow Warriors, who have the basketball out of the Iran Ganat timeout with 26 to shoot. Each team in the bonus. The Mustangs keyed in on perimeter shooting prior to tonight's contest. They said it would be a necessity for them to compete, and they've knocked down 13 triples tonight as a foul away from the basketball. Out of the timeout on Mark Crow. Joe Calero not happy whatsoever as
he's arguing that you have to give the Mark Crow, the defender, a step. He has to have a chance to.
Crow is fouled out of the game. It's a big loss for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that is.
On both ends of the floor. He's their best defender and one of their best three-point shooters. Daxton Carr will take his place. He's played very well again tonight after a career-high 11 points on Thursday at UCI. He's responded with 8 more off the bench tonight for Joe Calero.
Yeah, honestly, everybody's played well tonight for Cal Poly.
8th team foul on Cal Poly, and here is Sharif Dramé, who's played very well off the bench for Iran Ganat. He's got 11 points, 3 for 3 at the foul stripe tonight, shooting the 1-and-1, and earns himself a second free throw as he drains the first of 2.
Be interesting to see what Hawaii does on defense here. Will they press? Will they drop back into a zone? Will they go man-to-man? They've been switching it a lot, so we'll see what happens.
Second free throw for the reigning Big West Hustle Player of the Year, and it bounces in. So the lead is 5 for the Mustangs, who have the basketball left to right, up 77-72. 2:50 left.
Man-to-man defense here.
Alexander up top, watched by Brock Steptoe. Taking some time off the ticker. Gets it left side to Garrick with 15 to shoot. Garrick takes a right-hand dribble into the paint, goes up with the right hand, misses the shot off the window, off the front of the rim. Ball batted around. Garrick tried to chase it down in the corner. Who touched it last? Hawaii can't believe it. The officials are going to talk about it. Should be Rainbow Warrior basketball.
I agree. That was off Yakala, who almost secured that loose ball there, and it kind of spun out. Garrick went after it, but I think that was out of bounds on Tuca.
Whose ball is it?
It should be Hawaii's ball.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the right call.
Yeah.
That's the right call.
That's the right call. Cal Poly needs to get a stop here, and I still think they need to keep pushing the tempo a little bit. It's a little early to take the foot off the gas offensively.
77-72. Steptoe up top, moves to his left, down the lane, bounces for Raimo, who powers up the layup and scores off the window again. He has 19 points.
Yeah, and I bet you almost all those points have been off assists from Steptoe.
Steptoe into figures with 10 assists. He's a point away from a double-double tonight. He had 5 assists at Santa Barbara. The lead is 3. Fields fades, fires, fills it up from the left baseline. The 15-footer for the senior to give him 25 points tonight.
Great answer.
We'll see if Fields can be the closer here for the Mustangs. 79-74. Steptoe, teardrop with the right hand, scores.
He has really played great, especially in the second half here.
Brock has the double-double, 11 points, 10 assists for the former walk-on.
Stay aggressive now.
95 seconds left. The lead is 3 for Cal Poly, 79-76. Alexander dribbles on the right side, underneath the basket, reverse layup off the window and in.
Boy, he's crafty with the basketball too, because he doesn't really shoot that often. When he does, I think it surprises the defense.
The price is up. Job Alexander with a big bucket late, and now a big steal. Job from the wing, to the lane, to the cup. Misses the layup, an offensive rebound for Garrick, and he's fouled on the floor.
Yeah, now that's interesting. That was a case where had he pulled that out and run some time, I wouldn't have argued with that. But I love the aggression. Marcellus Garrick stayed aggressive, got the offensive rebound. If they can score here, they got a chance to go up 3 possessions.
1:13 left. The Mustangs lead by 5, and the 1-and-1 upcoming for Marcellus Garrick, a 70% free throw shooter on the year.
Yeah, this is huge.
The senior from Columbia, South Carolina, bends his knees, flicks his wrist, and earns himself a second as he calmly knocks down the first.
And this is a real big one here. Cal Poly, if they can score here, then they just go back and play solid defense.
Sellers had 15 on the island. He has 15 tonight. Joe Calero takes a timeout.
I like this timeout. I think he wants to just remind the team of the situation. If Sellers makes his second one, it's a 3-possession game, and then I think he's also going to get them prepared for a Hawaii press. I would expect Hawaii, if they score on the other end, to go full court press, and Coach Calero's got to set up the press break.
Hawaii, a good perimeter shooting team. They've knocked down 8 triples tonight. They lead the Big West at 8.8 makes per game from the perimeter. The Mustangs held them in check with 8 threes in the first matchup, and a couple of those were in garbage time late when Hawaii had pulled away for good, and it was apparent that the Bows were going to win the basketball game in the final few minutes. They responded a couple nights later, hitting 14 against UC Riverside, and much like the Mustangs, and they've had more success clearly with their 7-5 conference record, they rely heavily on the success from the perimeter to win games.
Yeah, and they were 5 for 9 in the first half of this game, but Cal Poly has defended them much, much better in the second half. We talked about not letting them get open looks, and thus far, they've been pretty good at not letting that happen.
My point being, expect them to fling up some threes
Right.
down 6, maybe 7 points after this free throw with 1:13 left.
Right, and Cal Poly needs to defend the 3. If they give up the 2, that's not so bad. So they need to really defend the 3-point line. I agree with you.
Juan Corral, the lead official, coming to the scores table. They're going to give. Foul on Steptoe. They had that wrong up on the scoreboard apparently.
This is a big free throw right here.
3 fouls on Steptoe, 9 on the Bulls. Garrick knocks down the second.
All right. Solid defense, no fouls, no threes.
1:10 left, 83-76. Cal Poly leads. Brock Steptoe to the forecourt, moves to his left on the elbow. He takes a right-hand dribble inside the foul line, finds Raimo, who scores off the glass again. He's got 21.
And they are pressing, so Cal Poly setting up the press break.
One more Hawaii foul, and the Mustangs in the double bonus for eternity.
Yeah, and Cal Poly's smart here. They need to run the clock down towards the end and hopefully get fouled going to the basket.
Fields taking some time off the ticker. Being watched at a distance from Sharif Dramé. 40 seconds left. The shot clock hits single figures. Fields puts the dribble in between his legs at the top of the arc. Fields watched by Dramé, steps back, deep 3. It bounces in!
Oh my goodness, Cal Poly finally got a break. That was a monster shot.
The dagger from Fields. The Mustangs up 8 with 30 seconds left. Steptoe lets it fly. It's wide right. The ball out of bounds. Last touched by Job Alexander.
Ooh.
The officials can review this under 2 minutes.
I think they will.
21.5 showing on the second half clock, and they will look at it.
Yeah, it looked like, of course, we have a terrible angle, and we're far away from the play. That actually looked like it was off Hawaii.
Fields, his Cal Poly career coming to a close in a couple of weeks. He got a friendly role here inside the Mott Athletic Center.
I feel so happy for these guys. They work so hard, and they really have not gotten any breaks here in a long time. It was really nice to see that ball bounce around and go in.
The Mustangs' 14th made triple as a team tonight. They came in bottom 20 nationally out of 353 Division I programs with 64 points per game. That number had actually gone down surprisingly from a tough non-conference schedule into the Big West. During conference play, they've averaged just over 60 points per game, 86 on the scoreboard for this team tonight. It's no question that this team lives and dies by the perimeter shooting, and it helped them hopefully to a victory tonight, barring a miraculous comeback
Right.
for Hawaii in these final 21 and a half seconds.
Well, but to me, I mean, it's obvious, and we will have to ask Joe Calera about this, but it's clear to me that Cal Poly made a decision before this game started that they're going to be aggressive and push the pace. And Cal Poly has 86 points. They had 47 the other night. Now, granted, Irvine's the best defensive team in the conference, but the reason they've got so many points is they're taking great shots, they're making them, and it's because they've been pushing the pace.
Can the Mustangs hold on? The officials reviewing a 50-50 ball.
Must be close. It's taken a long time.
Call on the floor is Hawaii basketball. Again, this is not a regionally or nationally televised game, so the camera angles here inside the MAC tonight, not the best, so it has to be conclusive evidence
Likely
to
that
change
it'll
the call
stay.
to Mustang basketball.
Like-
we think it'll stay Hawaii ball.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd be surprised if they change it.
The officials huddled together. Ron Ganot
If
hoping that the ball stays with the Bows.
If they do change it, that should be the ball game. But
Season high for the Mustangs in points, three-pointers, and field goal percentage.
well, they're checking the. They're also checking the clock. But yeah, great offensive performance by Cal Poly, and again, they've got a lot more possessions, a lot more shot attempts, and they're shooting the ball exceptionally well tonight. So no fouls here and no three-point shots. If they give up a two, that's fine.
Call on the floor stands. Hawaii triggers in from the left baseline, trailing by 8 with 21 and a half seconds left.
They'd like to get them to use about 6 or 7 seconds if possible.
Sharif Tremay holding high above his head. Got to get it in somewhere. Finds Stansbury. Contested three from the left wing off the front of the orange iron. Batted right back to Stansbury. His reverse layup off the right side of the rim. He winds up with the loose ball again. Out to Purchase. A touch pass up top. Steptoe sends a chest pass to Stansbury. Cutting down the left side of the lane. His layup is good, but a lot of time taken off the clock. 14 seconds there. Hawaii within 6 with 7.2 left. Alexander has to inbound the basketball. Gets it into Daxton Carr. He's fouled by Purchase with 6 seconds left, putting the Mustangs in the double bonus. So the freshman from Pocatello, Idaho, will shoot 2 and a chance to seal the deal.
Yeah, that should be curtains with 6 seconds left. All he's got to do is make one, and it's over. And he's a double bonus, so he's going to get 2 attempts here. If he makes one, that should be the ball game.
Cal Poly on the verge of their second conference win and their first at home. In 2019, it'd be back-to-back years with a victory inside the Mata Athletic Center over Hawaii. Season high 86 points for the Mustangs. Daxton Carr chipped in with 8 off the bench, a chance to add to it. Couple free throws, high arcer, it's good, and that's the game.
Agreed.
So the Mustangs are going to make up a crucial game on UC Riverside and head into the final 2 weeks of the regular season, certainly within striking distance of 8th seed in the Big West Conference Tournament. Both free throws go. The inbound is Steptoe up the right side of the floor. He puts up the jumper from the foul line. It's off the right side of the rim. The ball batted around. Garrick has it, and the game is over. Cal Poly wins one at home in Big West play for the first time in 2019.